Hey, what's going on, FG fam? Welcome to the second episode of the Miami Marlins franchise here on MLB The Show 21, Next Generation. First, we are going to, before we get into opening day at all, we are going to take a look at our scouts, and as I kind of figured, we have 2 Central Scouts and 2 West Scouts, so I guess we're going to forget about the Eastern portion and the International Scouting as well. No, not in this organization, we're not. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to make some changes, make a couple of firings here and there. We're bringing in Tyler Dean for our International Scout. We're going to get rid of one of our Central Scouts here, and we are going to get ourselves an East Scout because we are going to need somebody in every portion of scouting this season. We want to make sure that we get a nice array of scouting prospects. So we'll get rid of Paul Janeway, and we will bring in Walker Graham. So these will be our 4 scouts. And let's see who we're going to start scouting right away, beginning of the season, very first day. We got Tyler Dean here, International Scout. We got a lot of international people we can already take a look at, so we're probably going to have him scout one of the players eventually, but I'd like to have him discover some people as well at some point. So let's see if we can have him discover some maybe righty pitchers here with some velocity. So we'll see what he can discover on that front. Walker Graham is our East Scout. We do not really have a lot of interesting East people to get a better scouting hold of right now, so we'll probably have Walker Graham go out and discover some more prospects as well, since that's going to help us probably a little bit better. We will have him, he's pretty even on pitching and position players, but we'll have him look for some outfielders in the East region. Central region, we've got a guy, he's very good at pitchers and position players. He's not a great discoverer, so we'll just have him scout out Grissom, who is already ready to go, and we'll have Jimenez scout out Monroe, a center fielder in the West region. So that'll be our scouting, and now we'll take a look here at our training. We're going to go through, this is pretty much what I believe in. A lot of people have asked me questions on the first episode about what I believe in for training in MLB, and basically my thoughts are quite simple. Pitching coach session for every pitcher on your team, and then I kind of alternate between weight room and batting cages based on if the player has contact or not. If the contact from both sides is 70 or above, then I will put them in the weight room. So we're going to, of course, you guys know this already, we can't start a series without making a couple of trades on this team. So Ross Detweiler is a 66 overall. He's 35 years old. I don't want to keep him on my team. And Richard Blyer is 33 years old as a 68. These are 2 guys that are going to tank in overall by the end of the year. They are done in this league. So we are going to try to get somebody for them, and I think Grant Levine is a pretty good guy to bring in. A 56 overall, a potential 20-year-old first baseman, somebody who can sit for maybe a couple of years. When he's 23 years old, he can probably be something good. We have a few more prospects to give up here, a lot of C potential guys we're pretty much not going to use. We're going to bring in guys that maybe in a few seasons can maybe be something. Then with some of the room on the team, we're going to look to bring in Jeff Zamarja, who is just sitting there in free agency for us. Another guy sitting there in free agency for us to potentially bring to the roster is Roberto Osuna. I would like to bring him in at about $5.8 million a year, 5.9 maybe. We'll see how cheap we can get him. His interest is pretty high, but he is looking for a longer contract. And these guys, especially these younger guys, they want to get that big deal. Well, he's not going to get one from us. And we don't care how much we have to pay him to just sign him for a year, because realistically speaking, I don't think he would sign a long-term deal with the Marlins. But sitting there in free agency, why wouldn't he just take a deal? We get another guy as well, and then we're going to trade away not only Jake Eater, who was just drafted in 2020 by the Marlins, but a couple of other guys, and that is going to allow us to get David Peralta. Now, I know Peralta is a little older, on the older side, and he's probably going to regress, but it gives us a viable outfield threat as well, and we could really use that here. More guys that we're going to get rid of that we absolutely have no use for. We're going to bring in some other dudes. Orlando Arcia is another guy we want to bring in to possibly become a bench bat and like a backup shortstop, second baseman. Then we're going to go out here in free agency, and we're going to sign Mike Leake. I've had some success with him in the beginning of the Mariners franchise in 19, and, you know, Mike Leake's still out there, still a viable option in our pitching rotation / pen. We'll see where he fits in. Shane Green is another guy we want to bring in. We got to overpay him, but we do it. And now we'll take a look at the lineups before we get into some gameplay here. Lineups and, of course, the pitching rotation. John Birdie will be our leadoff hitter here. Starling Marte, David Peralta, Corey Dickerson, Jesus Aguilar, Adam Duvall, Brian Anderson, Miguel Rojas, and Jorge Alfaro. There you go. Against right-handed pitching, obviously there is no DH there. And then here we have a lefty batting lineup, which would be Birdie, Marte, Aguilar, Duvall. Garrett Cooper will be DH. Rojas, Dickerson, Anderson, and Tyler Flowers, who he signed to be the backup catcher. He will actually start against lefty pitching. Hopefully that will break it up enough, to be honest with you, and we'll see how that really works out. In our starting rotation, Pablo Lopez will be the ace. Sandy Alcantara, Sixto Sanchez, Jeff Samardzija, and Elisa Hernandez rounded out, but we've got all righties. And in our bullpen, still all righties. Mike Leake and John Curtis, the long relievers. James Hoyt, Jimmy Garcia, and Adam Simber for middle relief. Two setup guys in Floro and Green, and Osuna, of course, the closer. Not a single lefty pitcher in our entire rotation or bullpen. We'll see if it works out for us as we have opening day against the Tampa Bay Rays. Here we go. Opening up our brand new stadium. Welcome to South Beach Stadium in South Beach Park in Miami, USA. That is exactly where we are, Miami, Florida, for 2021 opening day. Marlins and the Rays. Look at this gorgeous park. A couple dual waterfall over the right field wall. We'll see if anybody can crush any dingers out of this park. Hopefully it will not be the Rays, but we'll see. Pablo Lopez, last year 11 starts, 6-4 record with a 3.61 ERA. And here he is in the top of the first against Austin Meadows with a runner already on first base. Look how far. This is definitely a pitcher's ballpark, but it can be a hitter's ballpark if you can hit it deep enough in this thing. That's an easy triple, and they get the run to come home. Tampa Bay Rays take a 1-0 lead. Brandon Lowe at the plate with 2 outs, and he will strike out to end the top of the first. We go to the fourth inning. It's Ji-Man Chi, and he hits one all the way down the left line. Look at that, literally right down the left line. And another run scores for the Tampa Bay Rays. Here's Ryan Yarbrough, the pitcher. He dribbles one down the third base line, and this one thrown on to first. We go to the top of the fifth, and this one is floating out to right field. They're going to attempt to tag a runner home, and that is how the Rays' third run comes across the plate. So they take a 3-0 lead in the fifth inning. We'll zoom forward to the bottom of the ninth. Can the Marlins get anybody on? Well, Marte strikes out for out number 1 against Nick Anderson. And that is going to leave 2 guys left to do anything. And Jesus Aguilar just takes a pitch right down the middle of the plate. Now a 3-2 count for Adam Duvall. He swings on an inside fastball. And the opening of South Beach Park does not go well here today as the Rays come in and win on opening day. Ryan Yarbrough, the player of the game and the winning pitcher. Pablo Lopez picks up the L. Nick Anderson gets a save. Austin Meadows with an RBI triple. Joey Wendell hit a triple. For us, not really much going as we only had 3 hits. We had 2 errors in the outfield, and it was really not a great day for our Florida Marlins as we take a look here. Rosarena was a big thing for them as well. And for us, just not a lot. We just couldn't get anything going. Some fielding errors by Anderson and Birdie. Lopez didn't pitch horribly, though, so that's one silver lining. We'll go into the second game of this episode, into the next series. It is the Marlins on the road this time at Citi Field, another pitcher's park, against the New York Mets, the division rivals, opening up their park here today in Flushing, New York. We'll see if we can potentially ruin their day. Noah Syndergaard in his first start, he is 0 for 1 and a 2.25 ERA. So this will be his second outing, and we'll see how he does against our Marlins lineup in this one. Jon Berti in the top of the first on a 3-2 count. He hits one right down the right field line, and he gets a ground rule double out of it. So a good way to start, but now with 2 away, Jesus Aguilar swings at a slider away from him, and Syndergaard getting lucky to get out of it. Into the top of the second we go. This is a base hit through the first second base hole, and that is going to pause the runner at third base, but we've got bases loaded with 2 away here in the top of the second. Jon Berti flying one out to center field, but that one is going to get grabbed for the final out of the top of the second inning. So then we move to the bottom of the third. Zooming forward, here's Jeff McNeil hitting one back, and out of here. That one is gone like a girl in a country song, as my brother Nitro Drive would say. That thing is out of here. And Jeff McNeil gives the New York Mets the lead with his second home run of the season. And the New York Mets taking that coveted lead here in a game that was neck and neck for a good while. That's a 2-run shot, and it's Mets 2, Marlins nothing. All the way here to the top of the 7th inning, and this one is down the right field line, and another really nice hit right there. That's a double, and the Marlins get their leadoff runner on second. Now with 1 out, Miguel Rojas comes up. He's going to golf one into right center field. That goes all the way up to the wall, and that will score the Marlins' first run of the game, making it 2-1 as the Marlins do cut the lead in half with that double. That'll bring in Trevor May, who has pitched in 3 games already this season, to a 1-0 record and a 0 ERA. Hasn't allowed a hit to a lefty batter. We'll see if he can have that same success here. As Jorge Alfaro facing him, he will get the strikeout on the low slider. And Trevor May already trying to shut the door here in the top of the 7th. In comes Corey Dickerson. He has not had an opportunity yet this season. Here he is pinch hitting, and this one is golfed down the left sideline, just slashed down there, and that's going to bring home the second run of the game for the Marlins and tie this ball game at 2. Jon Berti, however, swings through this one, and he will be thrown out at first for the putout. We go to the bottom of the 7th, but we will zoom on forward to the top of the 8th. Joey Lucchesi on the mound, and this could be gone out of Citi Field. It is ripped. A 3-run bomb for Brian Anderson, his second homer of the year. This one coming off of Joey Lucchesi. And it gives the Marlins the lead. Cannot believe it. Jeff McNeil can't believe it. He's visibly upset. But the Marlins will take the 3-run lead off the 3-run jack from Anderson. It's 5-2. Bottom 9 now. Leadoff hitter getting on for the Mets against Roberto Osuna. Here's J.D. Davis. He hits one deep into the right center field part of this park, and it is caught for out number 1. What a great range out there in right center field. So James McCann comes up. This one's dribbled, and he will not get thrown out as the throw is off target from Anderson. So an E5 on him. Bring up Jose Martinez, and he is going to hit one into left field. And this one thrown home, not in time. Lindor scores 5-3. Mets still down 2, and here's a double play ball to get out of this game, and it will happen. The Marlins take the win in Citi Field 5-3. Mostly due to that Brian Anderson 3-run bomb. He knows it's important And Adam Duvall gets player of the game. He was 2 for 3 with a double and a single. Shane Green gets the win. He pitched an inning with 1 strikeout and 2 walks. Joey Lucchese had to take the L in this one. And as you can see, Duvall, Rojas, and Birdie with doubles. Anderson with that 3-run bomb. Dickerson, Anderson, and Rojas were the ones to get RBIs in this one. Alcantara wasn't able to go deep into this game. And I'm hoping that he can improve as the season goes on, because I really do like Alcantara. But if he can't barely last 5 innings, we're going to have a problem. So now, another big road divisional matchup as the 3 and 6 Marlins go into Truist Park to take on the Atlanta Braves, who of course have one of the league's absolute best rising stars in Ronald Acuna. So we'll see how this works out. Drew Smyly is the starting pitcher for the Braves. He is 1-0 with a 3.38 ERA, so this will be his second start of the season. And in the top of the first with 2 away, he's up against Jesus Aguilar, who hits one out to right center field. Way gone. That one is out of here for Jesus Aguilar. His first homer of the year, traveled 419 feet to be gone like a girl in a country song, as my brother Nitro Drive would say. That thing is gone. A bomb for number 24, and the Marlins take the early 1-0 lead. So it is Eliezer Hernandez coming onto the mound. This will be his second start of the year. He has a 4.26 ERA, 0.47 whip though, and 9 strikeouts to 1 walk. So he can easily improve here today if he can have a good game. There's a nice cover from Hernandez as he gets the out at first. So good way to get out of that first inning. Here's John Birdie with the bases loaded on a 3-2 count, and he flies out to right field. So probably could have done a little bit better there, but it is what it is. Left a lot of guys stranded. Here in the bottom of the third, this one is headed deep over the 375 wall, and it is gone. There's a guy you know can hurt you. Ozzie Albies with his second homer of the season. That one was over 400 feet as well. So a couple of dueling home runs in this game, dueling solo shots to even the score at 1 apiece early in this ball game in the bottom of the third inning. Now with runners on the corners, still nobody away, and that one hit up the middle. That's going to score 1. And the Braves take a 2-1 lead. Still nobody out here in this bottom of the third. Now 2 away for Austin Riley, who laces one out to left field, and that one run and grabbed. Very nice play out there and tracking it in left field. Eliezer Hernandez now finds himself down. Miguel Rojas up in the top of the 9th as the Marlins fighting to make a comeback here, and he will get a leadoff base hit. Now in the top of the 9th, still with 1 on. This is a double play opportunity, and that is final. Atlanta takes a very slim 2-1 win at home against the Miami Marlins. And look at Christian Pache taking that selfie. Drew Smyly is the player of the game. He also picks up the win with his 6 innings pitch, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 earned run. Eliezer Hernandez takes the L. Will Smith gets the save for them. Aguilar, of course, hit the bomb. Miguel Rojas was 3 for 4 for them. Albies hit the homer. And big play. The top of our order wasn't actually all that good. The first 4 hitters, only Aguilar had a hit, and it was that solo shot. RBI for Aguilar is second of the season. And as we take a look at them, Acuna and Albies with the 2 RBIs. Acuna with that hit up the middle. Smyly went 6 innings, and the bullpen held it in. 3 innings of shutout ball by the bullpen for the Braves. So now we go back to South Beach Park in Miami, Florida, as the 3-14 Baltimore Orioles come into town. Sixto Sanchez on the mound. He's had 3 starts already. He's 0-2 with a pretty blown-up ERA, and he will face Keegan Aiken, who's making his 3rd start and only has a 1.04 ERA in 8 2/3 innings pitched. So we'll see if we can tag up Aiken a little bit early. Here in the bottom of the 3rd, That's how long it took for the first action to take place. John Birdie will come around third to score, and it is 1-0 Marlins. Here they've got the bases loaded at the top of the fifth, and we are going to take the double play, but that's not going to stop the Orioles from tying it up at 1 apiece. Sixto Sanchez at the plate here, and he's going to put one down the right field line all the way into the corner. Sixto Sanchez not just going to get a double, but a triple for the pitcher in this pitcher's park. So we'll see what happens with John Birdie coming up. He puts one right up the middle on the ground, and he will single home Sixto Sanchez to give our Marlins the 2-1 lead. Now we go to the top of the seventh. Freddie Galvis with 2 away on a 3-2 count. He takes one deep out to right center field. That is all the way up to the wall, and Freddie Galvis will go into third with a triple. A lot of triples in this park. Here's one down, and that'll get through the third base hole, and the Orioles tie it up in the top of the seventh. We go to the ninth inning, a 3-1 count here. This one through the hole as well at second base. Runners on the corners with nobody away. James Hoyt is the pitcher here. He's only pitched 17 pitches. He's the one trying to get it done, and as you can see here, a hurt player. Our second baseman is now Orlando Arcia. We've been dealing with injuries as well in this game, just every chip stacked against us. Here's a nice fly ball out and right, going to try to throw home. Doesn't actually make the throw, finally makes the throw, but it is too late. Orioles take a 3-2 lead. Now with 2 outs, look at this thing. Down the left field line, and curling into the corner it goes. This will score a runner all the way from first base. That was close. Didn't get him out, though. 4-2 as we go into the bottom of the ninth. Tanner Scott coming in to pitch for the Orioles. We've got 2 on with 1 away, and this one drops out in right. 1 out, bases loaded. We are down 2 here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Tyler Flowers comes up and hits one into right field. That's going to bring home not just 1, but both runs needed to tie this thing up and go to extras. They bring in Travis Likens Sr., who has pitched 12 games this season, 14 whole innings to a .64 ERA. He's had a pretty darn good start to his year. Garrett Cooper pinch hitting. He's got a .250 average. We'll see if it works out. Bases are loaded with 2 away here on a 3-2 count. And not going to happen here in the bottom of the ninth. We are going to go to extra innings indeed. Lakins comes in, gets the job done before any more damage could really happen. And now we will experience for the first time the new extra runner on second rule. And here is a single through the second base hole. They're going to bring the runner home, and he will score. It is 5-4 Orioles. Here's Jesus Aguilar in the bottom of the 10th, though, with the extra runner on second. We're going to bring him around from third and score him. Tied at 5. We go to the top of the 11th. They got corners here with 1 away, and we just couldn't get to that ball to potentially get a double play. They will take the lead 6-5. And then here, still in the top of the 11th, this one flown out to left field, and that'll get taken care of out there. We'll go to the bottom of the 11th. Here's Corey Dickerson, and he will hit a grounder right up the middle. We're going to bring the runner home from third, and he is going to get in there. That was Miguel Rojas with the run scored. It is tied at 6. We go to the 12th, and this one's a dribbler on the ground, taken care of. We get through the top of the 12th. Our opportunity arises here in the bottom of the 12th. We can get this runner home. Starling Marte singles to center. It's a hard hit ball. Slow man trying to come home, and it is close, but he will score. There we go. Trey Flowers is going to score. Tyler Flowers is going to score, excuse me. Starling Marte with the RBI single to end it. And the Marlins in walk-off fashion. Corey Dickerson, player of the game, 2 for 4 with a double and a RBI. Dylan Floro gets the win. And as you can see, look at this, a lot of pinch hitting going on for the Orioles. They're not entirely used to that. Mountcastle, Galvis, Ruiz, and Sanchez with their RBIs on the day. They were only credited with 5 RBIs, so interesting there. Then you look here with our RBIs, Dickerson, Marte, Aguilar, Flowers, and Bertie were the ones to get those. Big win for us as we take a look at how the stats have gone so far this season. A lot of guys batting with really low averages. David Peralta's batting pretty high average. Maybe we should get him some more at-bats, but he's been playing. He's been playing for sure. Monte Harrison is a guy that maybe we should try out a little more, but really the pitching has been where we have faltered a little bit. Dylan Floro's been one of our best relievers. Mike Leake has actually been a pretty darn good long reliever for us. Roberto Osuna has not been doing what we're paying him to do, and right now it has us bottom in the NL East, as you may have predicted. But that doesn't mean that we cannot build a championship team here eventually in this series, and of course, that is what we're going to look to do. This first year is all about evaluating our talent and hopefully having a killer draft when it comes time to it. I know you guys are very excited for the scouting episode that I will be putting together, so we'll see what ends up happening with that. American League wild card, Yankees and Angels right now. It's a mashed up league. You can't really start taking a look at this until later on in the season, but that's just the early look across the league. Our next episode will start with us taking on the San Francisco Giants, and it's going to be really cool if we can hit a bomb into McCovey Cove. We'll see if we can. Make sure you guys drop your comments on the series below. Make sure you drop a like on the video and subscribe if you're new to the channel for the love of franchise, as that is all we do here. Click right here to see some more franchise.